Hey guys, it's Jimmy Bremner and Dexter, the boy, out here on the urban trail with CTOA. I just want to do a catch up. I talked about cool tools, and this is that Roxanne multi-tool that I picked up at TACCOM. And I've discarded the sheath and I'm just using Ranger bands. Ranger bands are simply inner tube. You cut them up, you make like 1,000 Ranger bands out of an inner tube, and they last pretty sturdy, last a long time. So on the weekend I had an occasion to replace a screen door, and I said, well, let's see if I can do it with this tool. And guess what? I did. And all the bits, you know, the pliers work fairly well, the screwdriver bits work well. One addition, I did put in an extension, so you've got that reach when you have a recessed nut or bolt. So, you know, it's, again, reasonable price, and it works reasonably well. So, this past 5 to 7 days has just been a bad time for law enforcement. A Mountie was murdered in BC, and 2 others injured. On our Memorial Day, the most solemn day for law enforcement in Canada, in Ottawa, 2 Halton police officers were beaten by a group of unknowns. And it's a shame. And officers are coming into contact more and more with uncooperative, resistant, assaultive, and violent people. It's a fact. And so, where am I going? A long, long time ago, I got to work with LAPD SWAT. It was like an exchange thing. And a gentleman there, his name is Peter Wyrater, he actually, as years went by, became the negotiator that talked OJ out of his house, among many other things. So Peter, when we met, he gave me a card, like a card you can put in your pocket, a laminated card, aide de memoire, and it's called the 10 Fatal Errors. Okay, and I posted that on LinkedIn the other day, but I thought, given what we're going through right now, I will switch hats here and explain exactly what those 10 fatal errors are. The first one is your attitude. Okay, if people are asking me, and they often do, like, how do I get on the team? What do I have to do? You have to have a positive attitude. The first thing that will remove you from a team is a bad attitude, because we can get you to do another push-up, we can get you to shoot better, we can work on your tactics, we can do all that, but without that attitude, can't help you. And if you carry that bad attitude to work, even in the front line, it's going to affect your partners, others that work with you. You're not going to be paying attention, 100% attention to the matter at hand. So you got to drop that bad attitude. So attitude is everything. Tombstone courage, it's more of an American term, but it means not waiting for backup. I can handle this on my own, I'm Superman, that type of thing. There's actually very few circumstances where you can't wait for backup. What's the rush? Your inbox will be full when you retire. You'll be backed up 60 calls when you retire. Take your time, think things through. Not enough rest. This one I find comical. We've got cops working 12-hour shifts, and an hour and a half drive on either end. Now we're up to about 16 hours in a day, and they're carrying pistols, they're, you know, carrying carbines, they're going into unknown situations. You need rest. And, you know, if you're voting for 12-hour shifts, frankly, I don't understand it. I understand that you get more days off and that type of thing, but you got to think about your work performance when you're out on that front line. Taking a bad position. Okay, never take up a bad position. Stop thinking of a doorway as a fatal funnel and think of it more as 2 points of cover. Okay, and work work that cover. There's rarely a reason that you need to penetrate into a room unless you're doing a special operation. So use the door frame as 2 points of cover, and think about it like lead in the room and brass in the hallway, right? So keep behind that cover. And not heeding the danger signs, okay? For me, it's all about movement. You have your normal pace of life, the speed that people are moving at, and you'll see one individual that their movement, their gait, there's something odd about that. And for me, it's the first thing that I pick up on, and uncannily, it's right, I'm correct in my assumption, but 99% of the time based on that movement. So watch for danger signs, okay? The person is not being as cooperative, they're not answering your questions directly, their hands are moving around, that type of thing. So heed the danger signs. Failure to watch the hands. Hands, right? If something's going to happen to you, it's going to come from another person's hands, right? So make sure those hands are visible. Step back, take your hands out of your pocket. Keep your eye on their hands at all times. Relaxing too soon. Okay, so relaxing too soon, it's funny. People that haven't been involved in shootings have an anticipated cause and effect to them having taken a shot at another human being. They don't always fall down. I've seen a guy shot with a 3-inch Magnum slug run a kilometer, right? I've seen people, get up fighting. They don't always fall down. So you have to be prepared for the unexpected reaction, not an anticipated reaction. So make sure that you're not relaxing too soon. Keep focused. Watch for danger signs from that person that you may have been in a shooting with, and again, just think that through. Improper handcuffing, that's a huge one. You don't lock the cuffs. You haphazardly put them on. They're too loose, too tight. Why we don't carry leg irons in every car, I'm not too sure of that, but handcuffing is really important. Now, when I would take handcuffs off of people, I would have them kneel on a bench, cross their legs, so that way they can't explode with power from their legs and turn on me. And if you kneel them on a bench and put their forehead on the wall, they can't actually move very readily. So it's a good way to control a person when you're taking cuffs off. So be aware of cuffs. No search or poor search. We've all heard of, and we've all experienced it. I know I have a couple of times where a prisoner is being handed over to you and you find a pistol on, or a knife or what have you. You have to search thoroughly. And the way I would do it is I would search and I would hand it to my partner and have them search. If they find something, thanks a lot, I appreciate that, keeping us safe. So make sure that you're doing proper searches of people. Dirty or inoperative weapon. Okay, so I think we're up to number 10 now. So dirty or inoperative weapon. You have to maintain your weapon. I know a lot of services you can only go to the range once a year. It's inadequate, I agree. That said, when you're voting for your 12-hour shift, maybe the union should be talking about more range time. And with that said, we go out and get our bass boat and we get our, cigars and we get our Harley and all of those things. How much does 2 boxes of ammo a month cost you and a membership for a gun club, right? So, think about it. Your life is in your hands. So you take that time to get out on a range. Take a point shoulder shooting class that's more in line with reality. Again, CTOA, we teach that class. Nirman and I teach that class if you're interested in that. So do things that are more in keeping with reality. So those are the 10 fatal errors. And what's funny is about 20 years after I met Peter, I was working on a Seagal film here in Toronto, and Peter showed up on the set as the advisor. I was the bomb tech, and we finally reconnected. And I actually walked over and I thanked him for that card with the 10 fatal errors on it, because I lived my career by it. And I got to tell you, if you practice it, your odds are good. If you don't practice these things, your odds are not good. Right? So please be safe. It's just becoming a more and more caustic and violent world out there. A lot of good people, 100%, but we don't, as law enforcement, we rarely get to see those people. Now tomorrow I will post the 10 fatal errors on the website, on the CTOA website, and so you can you'll be able to download that document, and you can laminate it and keep it in your hat or your wallet or what have you. If you have any questions about it, please contact me at jimb@ctoa.ca or ctoa@info.ca. And that's what I have for today on Urban Trail. We, switch gears a little bit, but that's all right. Like I say, my heart goes out to those families. I really don't know what else to say, but other than just be safe and think things through. So that's Jimmy B and Dexter on the Urban Trail. I'm out.